Okay, all right. Oh, listen to this sound, folks. Yeah, I'm giving myself a pat. I am. I'm giving myself a pat. A well-deserved pat. This is episode 528 of Blind Magic in Alice Springs, and this is your host, Murray Stewart. So why am I giving myself a pat? Well, I'm very proud of myself, I've got to say. Very, very proud of myself. You know, in the early days after the strokes, I was very, very concerned about my temperament. Very concerned about my moods and I was becoming a person who didn't even like myself, let alone expecting anybody else to like me. So I spoke to several friends and practitioners about this situation, and a really good and dear friend of mine, Dr. Kirsty, she was able to explain to me how neuroplasticity works and how if I did develop different techniques, how I would be able to win back who I want to be as opposed to who I was becoming. And it all seemed to make sense from time to time, but then I would seem to lapse back into the person I didn't want to be, particularly when there was pressure on, particularly when I was tired. Anyway, she did speak to me about developing different techniques, different mechanisms, different ways of being able to deal with those anxious moments. And so, over this past couple of days, I have undergone a fair bit of stress. And the things that would have normally pushed me over the edge into becoming angry and anxious, volatile, and caused me to, overcook something and overcook someone, saying things that I would then regret. Well, the good news is, over this past couple of days, those moments have not led to me doing so. No, they haven't. I've actually been quite calm. Yesterday, as I said in episode 527, I said that I had received some shock medical advice. As a result, last night I didn't sleep all that well, and then that combination of that stress and not sleeping well would normally have led to a lot of anxiety. And so trying to tackle another scenario today with a government organisation would have normally pushed me right over the edge. But no, I'm actually feeling quite content about the situation that is befalling me. So once again, my dear friend Dr. Kirsty is right. Through over and over again practicing some of the techniques which we workshop together, I have developed new neuropathways, which has led to me dealing with those anxious moments in a far better fashion. I don't feel flustered at all over these matters. I don't. I feel okay about them. I feel strong. I even feel content. I've spoken to you about some of the techniques that I have been using, parking stuff, and then I spoke to you about conducting strategic retreats, of course getting appropriate sleep, all of that. Yes, all of that are some of the techniques that I've been practicing. Touching my left shoulder when I feel the anxiety rising, breathing deeply, going for walks, although I don't think I've been going for as many walks as I would like, but also practicing being pragmatic, which has brought about this feeling of acceptance of some of the circumstances, acceptance of my age, acceptance of my medical scenarios. Yeah, that's all added up to just seeing things as they are, not trying to push the river, but letting it flow, And that doesn't mean that the problems are not real, are not there. Of course they are, but it does mean that you can tackle them far better because you're not as anxious, you're not as worked up. You haven't accumulated an enemy. You haven't befriended someone. No, none of that has happened because you have approached it with an even keel. You have. I spoke to you about that feeling of having a brain that is flying inside a storm. Well, those visions have not flashed up in my brain over this past couple of days. They haven't. I haven't been feeling as if I've been flying inside a storm at all. As I said, I have an even keel. My ship is steady. My flight is enjoyable. And as a result, I'm certain I will actually deal with these problems in a far more effective manner. And I'm going to burst through and out the other side a stronger character, a better character, capable of strong performances into the future in all aspects of my life, socially, and at work, and even in the development of new business plans that I have. All of those things are going to be even more possible because, yes, I have developed brand new neuro pathways. I'm literally recreating my brain. Recreating my brain. It is possible, folks. If you're out there and you've been an angry man or an angry woman and you've had strokes, then that is a phase that is natural. That is a phase that is common. But if you do practice some of these techniques I have espoused, plus developing your own unique approach, you will develop brand new neuro pathways. You will find out that your brain is and has enormous plasticity. It does. Absolutely it does. And you are going to deliver yourself a brand new, renovated brain, capable of doing wonderful, exciting, amazing things. I'm going to amaze myself, I'm sure, at what I can achieve into the future. There's been some very big breakthroughs here by having a more even keel approach. There is some amazing things that have developed over this past week with my support team. And therefore, I think the next couple of weeks' work will be very, very productive. And you watch. You listen, because you are going to be the beneficiaries of this brand new, exciting brain of mine. Thanks for listening, everyone. This has been episode 528, a Blind Magic Communications production.